In Louisiana's 6th congressional district, the candidate many consider the favorite wound down his Get Out the Vote campaign today with events at two Baton Rouge high schools. I spoke with Senator Cleo Fields and asked him to discuss his campaign in the newly redrawn 6th congressional district.
I've had an opportunity to talk to a lot of people all across the district, and we're excited about it, and we just want people to take advantage of this early voting period. Exercise that right to vote at the last minute. You got until Tuesday to do it.
Fields also discussed managing the geographically huge 6th district, reaching from Shreveport to Baton Rouge.
It is a very large district. It's not the largest district in the country. It's the largest one in the state. But I have a little experience in doing it. I mean, I've represented every part of the district before. I've had relationships with the people who live within the district for a long period of time. So you gotta want to work, and you gotta want to do this to do it. But it's my philosophy. Congress is a job, and you just go there for 3 days a week and vote and come back and meet and talk to the people.
And as Fields campaigned across the state, what were some of the issues uppermost in the minds of 6th district constituents?
A lot of things, like, for example, there are a lot of people who don't have full access to broadband, and I think that's a terrible thing. I mean, we cannot expect kids to excel in school and they don't have access to the internet. So that's one thing. We gotta, there's a big divide, and we gotta close that gap.
Also high on Fields' list of priorities, raising the minimum wage and allocating more resources for early childhood education. Meanwhile, U.S. Senator John Kennedy of Louisiana stopped by our studios for a visit this afternoon. Naturally, the elections were uppermost on the senator's mind. Kennedy's been campaigning all over the country from Montana to Pennsylvania and says in both Senate and presidential races, things got really close over the past couple of weeks.
These races really tightened up. And by that, I mean they're neck and neck, both at the Senate level and at the presidential level. Yeah. And I think people are ready to vote. I don't put a lot of credibility in the polls in terms of them being able to predict precisely the vote. What I do look forward for in the polls is trends.
And when it comes to those trends, Kennedy says this.
And clearly, in the last, I'd say, 2 weeks, Vice President Harris's numbers have stalled, and President Trump's numbers have gone up. Now, on both sides, not a lot, but it's going to be a close race. It's going to be close.
Tomorrow, we'll hear Kennedy discuss what he considers to be the #1 issue in this election, and that is inflation.